we have the current market outlook for Super Micro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. So as we can see here, the stock has had a modestly positive trading movement upward into the Friday close. We have seen some share price gains here that have come into the $639 mark, roughly $639.70 would be the recent high. So as we can see here, the stock is starting to move higher after basing from these prior lows coming in at 528.62. In my view, what's most important here would be the fact that this share price has now moved back into the exponential moving average cluster. So for these reasons, we will need to take a reassessment of this stock and identify some important new support and resistance levels that can be used for active trading strategies for Supermicro Computer going forward. So as we can see here, if we sort of move back a bit, sort of take stock of this entire situation, what we can see currently is the fact that, for the most part, there has been a very dominant downward trend wave that has roughly been in place ever since the stock posted its prior highs right under the $1,230 mark. This would have occurred during the early portions of March 2024. So as we can see here, the share price did decline here a bit, and then we did see a bit of sideways consolidation movement. And then, there was potential for the stock to turn around here because, this period of sideways consolidation, period of indecision, gave the stock some time to form a base and possibly move into another run higher. However, since we did not see that, this is what ultimately leads to this downside condition, this negative momentum condition in the relative strength index. So remember, this is on the 4-hour price chart. So this is not exactly a short-term time frame. I mean, we're going way back here into the early parts of this year. So, this is a significant momentum indication here. But if we drill down on the chart a bit, we can start to see that this purple line, which is the relative strength index, is starting to break through this downtrend. So I wouldn't say that we're quite there yet. We have a little bit more wood to chop here to the top side, and it's possible that the share price could start to decline and then roll over, and then this negative momentum condition would have the potential to continue. However, it does look like, we're not really seeing much of a bounce or a rejection here in the relative strength index itself. So this does suggest that, there is a strong possibility here that the stock will break to the top side here. And what that would mean is that this dominant trend condition had now completed itself and had run its course. So that would be a positive development. And then if that were to occur, we could take that into combination with the fact that share prices recently rolled out of oversold territory. As we moved into this $528.62 price low, the share price itself was heading into this oversold trading condition here. So, the share price does need to sort of correct itself at that point. You can't remain oversold forever. So the share price did need to bounce at that point. And as we can see here, the purple line crossed above the yellow line, which means that the relative strength index itself was able to break above its own exponential moving average. So when you have that in combination with the fact that the indicator's rolling over out of oversold territory, you do have a few bullish signals here, which do suggest that some upward reversal potential is starting to grow. What I would ultimately like to see here, if you're on the bullish side of the market, what you would really want to see here is an upside break of this downtrend in share price momentum, because this then would suggest that all of this, negative activity that has been building in the stock ever since Supermicro Computer posted its all-time highs essentially in the early parts of March. What you would have here would be a scenario where all of that recent downside momentum has now completed itself. So we're not quite there yet, and I don't think that people should just assume that this momentum indicator here is going to break to the top side. You don't assume anything until it actually happens. So if this does happen, what is the outlook from there? Where do we start to trade from? Where do we start to trade the stock from there? As we can see here, the stock itself is now trading inside of its exponential moving average cluster. This most recent upward price movement has forced share prices above this declining yellow line, which is the 20-period exponential moving average. So this is a bullish event on its own, but we do need to keep in mind that this is the shortest term moving average on this chart. We still have to deal with the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day exponential moving averages. And then in addition to that, it's also important to remember that once you enter into the exponential moving average cluster, it can be very difficult to get out of it. It's a bit of an indecisive point on the chart. So if you enter into this area, into this moving average region here, you do start to see slightly more erratic activity. What it essentially means is that the share price itself hasn't really found its trend. What you do need to see is either a break above the exponential moving average cluster or a break below the exponential moving average cluster. I will say that trading inside of the EMA cluster is preferable to trading below it, which is where we were before. But as we can see here, the deviation from the exponential moving average cluster was significant. So much so that, share prices really did need to move back into the topward direction in order to revert to the mean and drift back toward its longer term moving averages. So as things currently stand, we are seeing price lows at 528.62. This is a very significant price movement. There were many stocks in the market that were trading under pressure during this period of time. So it's not completely surprising that we would be seeing downward trends in super microcomputer. But I do want to make sure that people understand that in our trading room, we have identified stocks that have not been seeing these types of downturns. So we have several small cap stocks that have really truly outsized potential to make significant gains higher. And even just in the last few weeks, we've seen very substantial gains in those trades. I think that the worst trade right now is positive by 10%, plus 10%, and that's the worst trade. More recently, the trade that we took 2 weeks ago has already seen gains of 46% in less than 2 weeks. So, for anybody that's holding on to super microcomputer, I just want to make sure that people understand that this is a very good stock with a very bright future. But we've sort of exited the small cap space, and we're into a scenario here where the stock is now it's very well known in the market. Many people want to hear about it. People request these videos from me because they want to know the current analysis for it. And I can understand all of that. If you're currently long the stock, you want to know where things are going. I fully understand. But there are many better stocks in this that we're currently looking at in the trading room. So I just want to make sure people are aware. Here's the current market analysis for Super Micro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.